are again at 10 Dundas East, and we're doing zombies demonstrations. Today I'm going to be doing a zombie with the teeth exposed on the side and some sores on the face. I'm only going to do half the face this morning, and you can get an idea of what happens. First of all, you will need some tissue paper or some toilet paper and some latex adhesive. What you do is apply wherever you want to be some latex to the skin. Because I'm going around the mouth, I'm going to apply around here a thin layer of the latex. You should also know that you should also check to see if your model is allergic to it. I'll take the tissue paper and apply it to the adhesive in layers. Then take your blow dryer. Ensure that it's not too hot for your model, and dry it. When the latex appears clear, it's dry. Again, apply another layer of latex to the area in which you want. And layer again. You should layer about 2, 3, or 4 times. Take your blow dryer and dry again until it turns clear again and you know that it's dry. Too hot for you? Again, I'm going to apply one more layer of latex. I'm going to apply another layer of tissue paper. Again, I'm going to dry one more time. With my scissors, or you can rip, I'm going to trim the tissue paper to where I want it to fit. Careful you don't stab your model. Now it doesn't have to be neat because zombies are not so nice looking, they're kind of raggedy. So you don't have to be particularly careful in doing this step. There we go. Again, I'm going to apply some more latex. This time, it's to smooth the edges down. You apply it all over the edges. Make sure that they're securely fastened. You may have to go under a little bit to securely fasten them down. And I'm going to do it to both parts. It'll take a little while to dry. Like I said, when it turns clear, you can tell that it's drying, that it's totally dry. You may have to pat it down a little bit. Continue working until it's all done. You can get latex at your local Halloween store. It comes in big bottles, comes in small portions depending what you want. Okay, it might take a little while, but you see it's sticking everywhere here. Okay. And I'm just going to cut right around here where you would see his, just to open it a tiny bit. There we go. Again, we're going to dry a little bit with a blow dryer. It doesn't have to look perfect. We're not trying to get perfect here. It's just zombie skin is not supposed to be looking good, so it really doesn't matter. Keep testing it to make sure it's not too hot for your model. You see how it's turning clear here? It's showing that it's drying. Okay. While it's completely drying, I'm going to go on to the next step. I have a sponge that you can just use, upholstery sponge, just from your local Walmart or anything you can cut up and use if you're doing this at home. And white face paint. This one is quite opaque, and I'm going to cover him. I'm only going to do half of his face. In the white while the prosthetic is drying. Sometimes a little tapping motion can help. I'm extending into the hair. As with zombies, their hairline might be quite ashen without color. Try to get a very opaque coverage. Doing his ears, because that area will be exposed. This is simply water-based paint. I simply use a water bottle filled with water you can get at your local Walmart or dollar store to fill it with to activate the white paint. this full coverage. And as this is a male and he has a short hairline, I would normally go right to the back, but just for this purposes, I'm going to stop here and cover his front. But if you were doing this for a costuming, you would probably want to go right to the back to get the full look. Your time and cover the whole face, the ears. There we go. Good. Okay. Now back to this prosthetic here. What you're going to do, I have a little tool here. You can use tweezers. And you're going to dig into this and try to lift up the center part. Are you hurting? Are you all right? And you're going to peel it back. This is going to act as if his skin is lifting. Take your time and remove it slowly. Peel it back as far as you can get it. It's a little sticky, but it works. Over here. You can use tweezers if you need to be. Whatever it's easier for you to do. There we go. Peel it back and let it stick up because it's not supposed to be looking good. And I'm going to do the same for this part here. This is going to be an open wound. Pull on it gently and pull it back as far as you can and you want your wound to be. This is going to be your zombie skin peeling back, decayed and rotten. There we go. Do you see the effect? Next, I'm going to take a little bit of this powder. It's a setting powder. You're going to apply it with a brush and apply it all over his face. It takes the sheen off of it and it makes it more realistic. Again, you can go into the hairline a little bit. And all around. forgot to do the latex, so I'm going to come back and just do the latex again. Very good. Next, I'm going to take my red face paint and apply it all over into this center part where the prosthetic has been pulled up. Doesn't matter how it's covered, just get it covered. Next, I'm going to take some black face paint and I'm going to put it into the corners, right against, right there in the corners, right against where the skin has been peeled back, just to give it a darker look in the corners. And then I'm going to take my brush with a piece of paper towel, and you're going to dry it off as much as you can, and you're going to try and blend it a little bit so it fades slightly into the red. It doesn't have that sharp edge. Okay? And since I have the black face paint here, I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to go around his eyes like this, and then up to give that kind of evil look. Again, I'm going to do the same on this side, and up like this to give that evil look again. You might want to put some lines here, following the person's natural lines, wrinkle lines. A little mark around the temple here on both sides. Some contouring around the nose. And do the same on both sides. Some contouring around the nose. Next, I'll take my sponge and fill in the black. Little bit around the contouring here. You might want to do a little bit here to contour around the cheekbone. And the same on the other side. Fade it gently and contour around the cheek. A little bit of contour around the chin. Some around the nose. A little bit of contouring around the thing, around his forehead, and some lines for stress. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my blood. This is the liquid blood you can get at any store, Halloween store. This is the liquid one, and I'm going to stick it around here in the corners again. Now, if you think about it, you want your line to become up like this, so you might want to draw a tiny line and then add your white teeth throughout it. Just tap it on. I'm using a brush that's like a half round there, and you're just tapping it on so you already have that that teeth-like shape. Now that the prosthetic is completely dry, I'm going to cover it a little bit. Much better. I'm going to go around the teeth a little bit to give them a little definition. Just take your time in doing this because you want it to look good. There we go. I didn't contour this eye either. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring on his face here to bring it out. You may want to put some lines in. For brow lines. I'm going to contour a little bit down here so that his collarbone will pop. Somewhat. Around his chin to bring it more manly. Around this side. Wherever you feel it needs to be contoured, you add the contour marks. Try your best to get that covered up. And finally, more blood. Dripping, sometimes from the nose. It's really good. Zombies. Drip from the nose. Sometimes from the eye. Little drips. And sometimes you try to get it so that when you put it on, it drips naturally like that. That makes it look more natural. Try to just put it on heavily and let it run. You see how it's running there? It looks more natural. You want to put a little bit of red maybe under the eyes. Blend it out. The next eye, blend it out with your finger, add some more blood to drip, just dab it on and let it run. From the cheek here, that's the effect that you want. Let it drip as much as you can. Again, you can get these blood again from your local store. Maybe you want a little bit on your lips. And see how I got it on his shirt? Adds to more of the effect of the zombie look. So now we have it. Oh, let me add a little bit more here to the blood dripping from his wound. You okay? We're done.